Once upon a time, in heart of Lagos, there is a man called Uche. Uche had always been a hardworking man, though he was not rich. He had dreams bigger than the skyline of Lagos. He worked as a small-time trader, running a modest electronic shop in a busy part of the city. Every day he hustled, believing that one day his effort would pay off. He was married to Chidinma, a beautiful woman he loved deeply. But love alone was not enough for her. She had grown up in wealth, surrounded by comfort, and she hated the struggle that comes with being Uche's wife. "Look at your mates," her mother, Mama Chidinma, would say whenever she visited their small apartment. "Driving big cars, living in luxury, and you, married to a man who can't change for a living." At first, Chidinma ignored her mother's words. She had married Uche out of love, but as time went on, she started seeing him differently. She began to resent the small shop, the long hours, and the modest lifestyle they lived. One evening, Uche came home exhausted from a day long at work. He placed a small bundle of cash on the table and smiled at her. "Business was good today," he said. "Soon, things will get better." Chidinma looked at the money and scoffed. "Better? Uche, I'm tired of waiting. I want a man who can take care of me, oh, not one who keeps making empty promises." From that day, things changed. She no longer smiled at him. She barely spoke to him. When her wealthy friends invited her out, she lied about being busy, too ashamed to admit that she couldn't afford the lifestyle they lived. Then, one morning, she packed her bags. "Where are you going?" Uche asked, his voice calm but filled with pain. "Somewhere better," she replied coldly. And just like that, she walked away, leaving behind the man who had given her his heart. In the city, it didn't take her long to find another man, Mr. Richard. He was wealthy, confident, and moved with power. He drove flashy cars, lived in a penthouse, and never had to worry about counting money before making a purchase. Chidinma felt like she had finally arrived. She wore designer dresses, attended high-end parties, and sang in all the right places. She had everything she had once dreamed of. But life has a way of humbling those who mocked patience. Richard was not Uche. He was cold, arrogant, and treated her like an accessory rather than a wife. One evening, after a small disagreement, he pulled out his wallet and threw a bundle of cash at her feet. "Take this and buy yourself some sense," he said, his voice dripping with disdain. "You left your husband for money? You will leave me too when my wealth is gone." Her heart sank. The life she thought was perfect was nothing but a golden cage. But by the time she realized it, the door had already shut behind her. Years passed. One day, the city was buzzing with news. A grand event was happening at one of the most expensive hotels in Lagos. The name on everyone's lip, Uche. Chidinma's heart pounded as she saw the billboards. Uche had become a billionaire businessman. He had left that tiny electronics shop behind and built a massive tech company that now dominates the industry. She could hardly believe it. The man she had mocked, the man she had left behind, had become everything she had once wished for. With shaky hands, she found her way to the event. She stood at the entrance watching as luxury cars pulled up. Cameras flashed and people cheered. And then she saw him. Uche stepped out of a sleek black car, dressed in an expensive suit, confidence radiating from him. He was no longer the struggling man she had abandoned. He was now the kind of man she had always wanted. Swallowing her pride, she pushed through the crowd and approached him. "Uche, my love," she whispered, tears in her eyes. "I was blind. Forgive me. Let's start over." Uche looked at her for a long moment. His face was calm, unreadable. "You left me in the rain," he finally said. "But now you want to share my sunshine?" Her lips trembled. "I made a mistake," she said. "Please take me back." Uche sighed, but no longer angry, just in acceptance. He had moved on. Without another word, he turned and walked away, entering the grand ballroom where his new wife waited for him. Chidinma stood frozen, her heart heavy with regret. She had been warned, but she had not listened, and now it was too late. Moral lesson: never look down on someone because of what they are today. Tomorrow, the table may turn. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye. Love you.